I guess there are people who avoid both the right and the left side of politics and define themselves as a third way. I do not know them well enough to judge them, but I am sure they only carry the shadow of the truth. I am here to give the full truth. We are too political, and as a result, we are too weak. Strength is when our muscle is God, not when we adulterate God with human muscle. There are questions raised about those people, and let us leave that to those who know them better. Let us focus on the real issue. Is faith a third way? What is our reference point? Politics? No, our reference point is heaven, and there are only two ways, the way of life and the way of death. The kingdom of darkness versus the kingdom of light. God versus the devil and the flesh. There is one right way, and there are many wrong ways. The so-called third way is merely cultural simplicity, born from Western cultures that have given politics unnecessary and excessive value within faith. Now let us be practical and ask, which side is more godly? We are not standing at the center between them. We are looking from heaven toward earth, identifying light from darkness. The Western left is an army of the Antichrist, and if they gain power, they will hunt the faith. But the Western right is largely ecumenical, bloodthirsty, greedy, ethically questionable, and yet claims to be the light of the Lord. The most critical evil is that the right is deeply ecumenical. People say the left is evil, and indeed it is worse as it is part of the coming Antichrist. But ecumenism is far worse. I can fight the devil with Jesus. I can stand against the Antichrist with the Lord. But if ecumenism robs me of Jesus, then what am I but prey for the devil? Who was the worst enemy of the people of Israel in the Bible, those who attacked them, or those who gave them idols to worship? The right, with its ecumenism, is therefore the worst enemy of the faith. The left is the Gentile world attacking us from every direction, but with God, as we sing, the Lord's mercy endures forever. We know God will fight our battles. Who is mightier than God? But when idol worship sits at our center, and political leaders introduce the abomination of ecumenism and dead religions among us, God himself becomes our enemy. God will organize our enemies and attack us through them. So who is the worst enemy, the right or the left? The Antichrist, or those who teach us the abomination of dead religions. I know many spiritual infants in the West are mesmerized by Apollos, someone without proper biblical knowledge and with questionable ecumenical connections, who defends the Bible, the faith, and his social preferences, which are not necessarily right but ethnically biased and wrong. This kid has a good start, but he needs proper teaching. He could become a soldier, but he needs formal training to purify his ethnic biases and cleanse his ecumenical connections. These little kids, when they find someone bold enough to boss them around, think he is the answer. That kid could grow, but not with you. His ethnic biases may be removed over time, but his ecumenism is not a simple sin. Above all, he needs proper biblical education from the good book. Homosexuality is a major sin. Abortion is a major sin, but ecumenism is worse. With the idol worship of ecumenism, Egypt is inside us. God does not defeat Egypt inside us. He casts us out to the devil. The sinful nature of homosexuality, abortion, and Antichrist ideologies like New Age and New Thought are Egypt we can defeat with God, and God has no problem there. People are easy to defeat. The devil is easier still. But Egypt within us, that is ecumenism, is not easy. Why then do you cry, Jesus, Jesus, and shout against sinners and tax collectors, yet go friendly with ecumenism? It is not about Jesus or faith. It is about you. Jesus becomes a tool for your cultural, political, and social preferences. Jesus is not the end, but a means for self-worship. Does this mean you should not cooperate with Catholics or other dead religions like Mormonism? No. In fact, I hate how you hate Muslims and now want to become the hammer of France against them. Work with all of them. Live in peace with all of them. But we are not the same faith. When Muslims, Catholics, Mormons, and the faithful come together, it is not faith, it is a social gathering. It is evil to say we worship the same God. There is only one way to heaven, and it is not by ecumenism, Islam, Orthodox Christianity, Buddhism, Jewish cults, Mormonism, or whatever wrong path people follow, but by grace through faith. Have faith in Jesus and honor Jesus. This Apollos' turning point is nothing. A girl can destroy it. It is funny how spineless people are. God, however, is a firm foundation. What is man, after all, that he should be counted as having any worth? Look at people and see their weakness, but remember that God is our rock. Have faith in Jesus and cleanse your house of idols. Baal is ecumenism. Remove this idol from among you. With Jesus, the hand of heaven serves you. With Baal, the same hand that protects you will hunt you. If you unite with the dead, let it be social, political, cultural, or economic, but never spiritual. The faithful and Mormons have no spiritual unity. Catholics and the faithful have no spiritual unity. Muslims and the faithful have no spiritual unity. We do not hate them, and we do not hunt them, but we are not the same faith. As you reduce your evil spiritual unity with dead religions, build good relationships with Muslims. We are not the same faith, but we need people who will fight for our survival when others surround us with guns. When some try to kill us, we need others who will stand up and say no. A Muslim once did that rightly. Let us not destroy such people, but cultivate them. We reject Catholicism, Islam, Mormonism, Jewish cults of every kind, and more, but we love those who follow them. We have no enemy in flesh, only in evil spirits. Law is law, police are police, government is government, but we are the faithful, and we must live as the faithful. We have a book, and we must follow our Constitution, the Word of God. When the devil comes with darkness and spreads darkness around us, we meet him with light. Can we defeat the devil with hate, with ethnic bias, with cultural wars? If you think a devil trained for millennia in sin can be destroyed by sin, then you remain as naive as you are now. Light your light and shine in the darkness. If they come with Islam, meet them with your hammer, the Bible, and love. Go to them and show the perfection of Jesus through the love of Jesus. When people lie, speak the truth. When people steal, be honest. When people use unfair weights, be fair. When the devil creates darkness around you, shine the light within you. The darker the air, the brighter your light becomes. Do not fight darkness with darkness, sin with sin, evil with evil, hate with hate, or devil with devil. Face the devil with Jesus. If you convert many Muslims to Jesus, then even while you live and sleep, God will take the gospel to the Middle East and the entire Muslim world. What is your interest, to serve Jesus or to serve yourself? If you want to serve Jesus, have faith in Jesus and in the Word of God. Your way is fragile, a girl can shatter it. Jesus, however, is a firm foundation. Evangelize Muslims not into Western culture, whatever that means, but into Jesus. After salvation, they will become your shield, because Muslims who know Jesus will fight the dark side of Islam, like ISIS and other worthless groups. Fight darkness with light, and light is not the sin of your fathers, Western civilization, but Jesus. We have older civilizations and older religions. When your forefathers were rejected by Roman popes as unacceptable citizens and treated as savage herds, we already had civilization and religion. The culture you now shout as your own once rejected you as savages, while we had our own history and civilization. Yet these are not of Jesus, and we leave them behind to seek him. When we reject the sins of our fathers, do you think we will worship the sins of your fathers? Is Western civilization entirely evil? No. But Hindu, Muslim, and Chinese cultures are not entirely evil either. We take what is good and leave what is evil. I take AI but not homosexuality from the West, though both come from Western civilization. How do we know right from wrong? By Jesus. Anything consistent with Jesus is holy. Anything inconsistent with Jesus is sin. Catholicism is sin, but monks who preserved the Bible did holy work. Giving the Bible to the world was holy. Enslaving and oppressing people was evil. Colonialism was evil. Do you think colonialism was good? Then the Antichrist will return the favor to your children. So what is the right way? Faith must have a center and a periphery. Our center must be evangelism and the growth of the faithful into the image of Jesus. This is the only way to change society from the inside out. Faith will naturally express itself in politics, business, family, and more, but these are peripheral. When China and America fight, our center should not be cheering war but preaching the gospel to both. Flesh does not need religion to be flesh. It needs faith to restrain it. Today, politics has become the center, and we have abandoned the heavenly soil that once nourished us. As a result, we appear tall and firm but are weak. Look at yourself. You seem tall, but you are weak. Return to the soil that gives strength, the gospel. Honor God, and God will honor you. Even if you burn in the fire and God does not save you, honor him anyway. Make God first. Otherwise, you will keep turning, turning, and turning circles until you become dizzy, and you will never arrive anywhere.